Our first song will be in the prayer book, page 70 on the top of the page. In the prayer book on the top of page 70, black page number. 1, 2, 2. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. 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 הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, לה-לה-לי, לה-לה-לה-לה-לה-לה. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, לה-לה-לי, לה-לה-לה-לה-לה-לה. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. Now on the song sheet, song number 1. Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Try the Hebrew. Pitchu li sharet tzedek avova odeya pitchu li sharet tzedek avova odeya. Lord, prepare me. Lord, prepare me. Sing. Sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you.
Shabbat Shalom. I'm Rabbi Paul Kipnis, one of the rabbis here at Congregation RME. This is Cantor Doug Kotler, our band. We welcome you here for Shabbat services tonight here at Congregation RME. It is going to be a beautiful Shabbat filled with beautiful music. On bass, Daryl and Fred on oboe, and with our fantastic confirmands, 12th graders getting ready to graduate out into life. I hate that part, but they're leaving us. But going off, fine young people connected to Judaism, and they'll share some of the reasons why and what's that about with us. We welcome all of you who are worshiping with us via the live stream, either on Facebook Live or on YouTube Live. And thank you to Bronze Productions for helping make that happen. May your lives be uplifted also. We say particular welcome to, though she can't be with us, she's not with us, Rabbi Julia Weiss, our other rabbi, just had a baby 11 days ago. Michelle and my goddaughter, she's right here, sort of pushed the kids off of the phone. She's very, very cute. You'll come take a look at the picture a little later. Eve Atlas Weiss, who is beautiful and growing in about that long, no, probably about that long, but just beautiful. And so we miss you, but we know you're with us, and your students carry on your teachings too. We welcome also from a distance the Kasdan family. Everyone's okay, but there was an accident at the school, not the Kasdan's fault, but they're okay, a little banged up. And so our prayers for Refuah Shlema are with them, and to the family that just said goodbye to their dog, another one, we send our love to them too. And we are here to celebrate and to shep nachas and to enjoy the joy of this holy moment. And we will install our board, our new board, who will be leading us into the coming year in the good work that Congregational Army does. So many wonderful things happening. All of you are here. We should begin, I think, by lighting candles. I'm going to invite our president and his wife to join me up on the bima.
Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddeshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu le'adlik ner, v'tzivanu le'adlik ner, v'tzivanu le'adlik ner. Shel Shabbat. Ay la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la.
Shabbat Shalom. My name is Ethan Cameron. As we have learned, a bar bat mitzvah is the traditional ceremony when a child takes the first steps on the path to becoming an adult. For me, nothing can be more accurate. Before my bar mitzvah, I was a shy and quiet kid who said very few words. And while I am still a quiet kid, I have blossomed into a young adult. That transition happened after my bar mitzvah. For a long time, I refused to go to Jewish summer camp. However, with a slight push, a big push from my parents and Rabbi Paul, I went to Camp Newman, our Reform Movement's summer camp in Northern California. And soon, I will be attending Camp Newman for my 6th summer, and this time as a counselor. Before my bar mitzvah, I never thought this would happen. Since then, I have gained a lot of confidence, the confidence needed to speak in front of a group. I have also taken on leadership roles at Temple, on my baseball team, and while working on group projects. I believe I have developed leadership skills here as a madrich, in Kesher, and as a leader in Lamti. I believe that these are the biggest changes I have made from child to adult since becoming a bar mitzvah.
Shabbat Shalom. My name is Aviva Hollander. I love being a madrichim, a teen leader in our leadership programs. Congregation Ora Ami's Madrichim Leadership Program has taught me so much about leadership and Jewish education. In it, I have written retreat programs, helped facilitate holy day programs and retreat activities, and extended my own confidence as a leader. Our young Kesher students and Triple T teens are amazing. I think they have taught me more this year than I have taught them. Their enthusiasm about Judaism and learning more about their religion and Jewish culture has inspired me to further my own education in Judaism. I've also developed confidence and skills from our youth manager, Jen Quick, and Rabbi Julia Weiss. Although I've completed my work as a Madrachim this year, I am so excited to continue learning from them next year.
We'll continue on page 28 with the Baruch Hu. Please rise.
Shabbat Shalom. My name is Ethan Epstein. My favorite Jewish teaching is Kehila Kadosha, because this means holy community. We must be a holy community. The most important Jewish value is kavod, because it means respect for people of God, the environment, and community. We remember the Holocaust because it was the greatest tragedy in our Jewish history. It shows that Jewish people, we will never be defeated. I love Israel because Israel is our connection to being Jewish and the history of the Jews. I believe in God because God created the universe, and God continues to affect everything that people do. I feel most spiritual when I'm at Camp Newman, especially on Shabbat and the Beit Tefillah.
Page 35. Actually, we'll turn to page 35 right after Jacqueline speaks. Thank you.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
My name is Jacqueline Osborne.
No, you're good.
Okay. Growing up as a Reformed Jew, I've learned that each individual has the freedom to interpret God in whatever way they want. Like most of us here, I've had my ups and downs when it comes to my belief with God. My beliefs have grown and changed as I've studied, taught others as a madracha, and spent time at Congregation Orami, Camp Newman, and NIFTY. As I've matured, I've come to my best understanding of who or what God is. The Kabbalists, a Jewish mystics, are known, teach that God is Ein Sof, without end. That means God is everywhere. By extension, the rabbis teach that we each have the divine spark within us. I believe that God is in us all. Still, there is no omniscient being out there that we can call upon to help us with our issues. Only us. When I pray to God, I call upon my inner strength, and there I find refuge in myself and others who support me. There I find God because God is in us all, as we are all God.
Page 35. If you're lost, you feel afraid, and you don't know what to say, then listen to our God. Is there a question on your mind? Is the answer hard to find? Then listen to our God. morning and night. Close your eyes and listen. Quiet yourself, there's nothing to say. Stop all the chatter that gets in the way and listen, listen to our God. When the wind and the thunder finally disappear, there's still a voice that you will hear if you listen, listen to our God. You can hear it from the top of the highest hill, from the valley below. It can come from the edge of the universe. It can come from within your soul. Close your eyes and listen. We'll rise and sing Shema together.
March around each other.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod, Shem Kevod, Alechuto Le'olam. Goel. Listen, listen to our God. Listen, listen to our God.
Shabbat Shalom. My name is Stephen Suffin. My favorite Jewish value is giving tzedakah. The Jewish idea of tzedakah is different from the Christian notion of charity. Charity comes from the Latin word caritas, meaning affection, and is related to love. One gives charity out of love because it feels good. Tzedakah comes from the Hebrew root tzedek, meaning just or right. Jews give tzedakah because that is what justice demands. That is the right thing to do, whether we feel like it or not. In our world today, we can become extremely involved in ourselves and our own world. It is very easy to overlook the privileged and relatively comfortable way of life we experience today in Calabasas, in California, and in the United States. However, this is not the case for millions of people in this country or around the world. Giving tzedakah from our time, money, or resources for people that truly need it transforms the world. Giving tzedakah really makes us think about how much good is in our lives and helps us appreciate our responsibilities to others.
Shabbat Shalom. My name is Maya Weiss. Tzedakah, or justice, inspires me to be a strong, fair leader and inspire change in my community. All throughout my AP Government class this year, I actively participated in discussions advocating for groups of people who need support, and I often sported my feminist shirts and buttons to school, always trying to debate more conservative students in my class. My teacher turned my world upside down, though, teaching us how rising campaign costs and backdoor dealings impeded real change in public policy. I wanted to find justice for those who could effectively serve our government. So I traveled to Washington, D.C. with Congregation ORME to lobby Congressperson Brad Sherman's chief of staff about campaign finance reform. Tzedakah is also about how we treat others. As Jews, we are taught, you are not obligated to finish the work, neither are you free to desist from it. I feel a personal responsibility, especially at Temple, to make sure that everyone feels included in whatever we are doing, and I try to make decisions that I feel will benefit the group as a whole. ORME is also very concerned with making sure that all youth can participate in activities, no matter their schedules or financial abilities. I hope to continue this trend of inclusion when I go off to college and hopefully find a job afterwards in government, where I plan to make sure that everybody has equal access to basic needs like healthcare, education, and civil liberties.
Continue with Mi Chamocha on page 40.
Shabbat Shalom. My name is Amanda Friend. When you ask a child why they love URJ Camp Newman, the answer is usually my friends, the song Shabbat in the Water Slide. When you ask a teen why they love Camp Newman, they usually say my friends, the incredible counselors, and getting to be away from my parents. When you ask an adult who went to camp why they love camp, they say, my friends, the traditions, and getting to share the love of camp with my kids. Among people of all ages, one constant emerges about why people love camp, the friendships they make. The Hevra, or friendships made, and the Kehila Kadosha, or holy community built at camp, are some of the strongest I have ever experienced. I can truthfully say that my camp friends are friends I will have for the rest of my life. At camp, we get to be our truest selves. I have learned that I can be my crazy, spirited, fun self and still be accepted for that at camp. Camp has truly taught me more than I have ever learned in any classroom. I have gained Jewish knowledge, life skills, and leadership training, sometimes without even realizing it, especially during my CIT or counselor in training summer this past year. I can proudly say that I am more knowledgeable in conflict resolution, problem solving, and interpersonal dynamics. I have also gained a higher level of independence that will help me when I move out next year. I feel so incredibly lucky to have the ORJ Camp Newman community, which, along with the Congregation Orami community, will be there to support me throughout my entire life. Thank you.
Continue with Veshamru on page 44.
I've gained a lot of being a part of Lumpty, Nifty, and Camp Newman. Being a part of all those groups has given me friends, community, and sense of belonging at home and from home away from home. Just to have been accepted as a part of each of these communities. They have also taught me to be more accepting of others. I have changed as a Jew by embracing the feeling of being connected to community. I look forward to Shabbat and love the idea of breathing into the new week. To me, Torah is a history of being Jewish and feeling connected who those became before us. Being included in Latakin, our social action trip to Washington, D.C. It made me feel like I was a part of community with my friends, where we had a voice to talk with our congresspeople about making a community in the country and the world. I am thankful for the Kehila Kadosha, the Holy Community, of Congregation Ormi for being my second home.
I have never been to Israel. I will be traveling to Israel at the end of June, and I could not be more excited. I feel a strong connection to Israel, our Holy Land. I keep telling people that I'm going home for the first time. Even though I have not visited before, Israel feels like my home, the place I belong. I look forward to walking in the footsteps of our biblical ancestors and seeing places I've read about in the Torah. This Jewish homeland holds so much history of my people and my religion. It can be hard to explain to people why I feel a strong connection to a place I have never been, but I am a Jewish American. Israel is part of my heart and my soul. Although I love this country, the United States, deeply, and I'm so thankful for the freedom this country gives me, it does not feel like home or the place I belong. This is where I make my home. but it does not feel like home.
Continue on page 48 with the Amidah. Please rise. Lai, 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 la, 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 lai, lai, la, 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 lai, lai, la, 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 yai, lai, 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 la, 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 lai, lai, la, 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 lai. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu Elohei Abraham Elohei Yitzhak ve'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel ve'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim V'Konei Hakol V'Zocher Hasdei Avot Ve'imahot Umevi Geula Livnei V'neihem Lema'an Shemo Be'ahava Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Please be seated.
Without Congregation Orami's Lomti Youth Group, or NIFTY, the North American Federation of Temple Youth, I honestly do not think I would be who I am today. Through Lomti and NIFTY, I have gained so many leadership skills, like how to deal equally with introverted or extroverted people, or how to come off less scary and abrasive, since I can really be pretty loud, or how to relate to people from different parts of the world. I really feel like I have found my voice. Today, I now know how to express my opinions, and I realize that my opinions do matter. Additionally, I will always cherish the countless friendships that I have made. I have met some of my best friends because of Congregation Orami and through NIFTY. I can never repay these groups or organizations. However, I can promise to continue to use my voice for the right reasons, and to speak out for tzedek or justice, and chesed or kindness. And I will always continue talking to the friends I have made, and to keep building those relationships into forces of love and blessing.
Page 50. And we'll ask you to rise one more time. Lai, 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 la, 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 lai, lai, la, 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 lai, lai, la, 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 lai, lai, la, la, la,
Atah gibor le'olam Adonai Mechayei hakol atah Rav lehoshia Mechakel chayim bechesed Mechayei hakol berachamim rabim Somech noflim verofeh cholim Umatir asurim Umekayem emunato Lishenei afar Michamocha ba'al gevurot Umito melech Melech memitu mechayeh Umatzmiach Yeshua V'ne'eman atah l'chachayot hakol Baruch atah Adonai Mechayei hakol.
please be seated.
Serving on the Lomti board inspired my love of social action and made me a politically active teenager, teaching me that I can make a difference when I stand up for issues that I believe in. When I served as a social action chair in our nifty SoCal region, I had a hard time knowing that not all teens were as passionate about social justice as me. However, at Social Justice Kala, I learned with one program how to inspire the need for change in my peers. The social action programs in years past were centered around one specific cause, leading some to feel left out because we did not have a strong understanding of social action. As the social action chair, I wanted my program to be inclusive, giving everyone the opportunity to choose what an issue they were interested in supporting, while also inspiring them to be passionate about that cause. I taught everyone about a phone application called Charity Miles, which gives users information about many charitable organizations and tracks how many miles they walk. For every mile walked, the app donates 25 cents to the charity. I presented a PowerPoint to educate my peers about how to incorporate charity miles into their everyday lives. After showing a video of President Barack Obama's 5 things that are harder to do than voting, we did 5 things that are harder to do than walking, including a rap battle to teach Niftyites how easy it was to support a charity. 2 years later, people still challenge each other to Charity Miles walkathons, and temples that had never gotten involved with social action started to center their projects around this program. I learned to be meticulous, yet flexible in the planning stages, and that one little idea can change so many people's minds. I'm thrilled to leave a positive legacy as Charity Maya in Nifty, having taught people that social justice can be easy yet rewarding.
And one more time, we'll finish the Amidah, the standing prayer. Page 52. Lai, lai, la, la, lai, 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 la, la, lai, 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 la, la, lai, 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 la, la, lai, lai, la, la, lai.
Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, Ukedoshim bechol yom, Yehallelucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
Please be seated.
One of the most important Jewish values to me is tikkun olam, repairing our world. Growing up, I thought that this value meant taking care of our environment and repairing the world in that sense. As I solidified my Jewish identity, I realized that the work of tikkun olam has many forms beyond repairing our environment. Tikkun olam to me also means repairing our people. I am a firm believer in what you put out, you get back, and that chesed or kindness can change the world. I have always felt as though tikkun olam was important, but after traveling to Washington, D.C. with Congregation Or Ami for the Litak Hen Social Action Seminar, I've discovered its central importance. I have a newfound passion for social activism and have since taken action in my community. This year, I spoke to my entire school at our gun violence walkout. And in my Theater 3 class, we were given the opportunity to direct a one-act play, and I presented a piece called Bang Bang You're Dead. This piece was written in wake of the Columbine shooting, and it focuses on the issues of mental illness and gun violence in schools. I am so happy that I was able to present this piece and combine 2 of my passions, theater and social action. I will continue to work on tikkun olam, repairing our world, and advocate through our Jewish values and belief system that has been instilled in me here at Congregation Or Ami.
Through confirmation class, Triple T, and my presence at Congregation Or Ami, I have learned many important Jewish values, and I've tried to incorporate all of them into my daily life. The most striking Jewish value to me is chesed, or loving kindness. Congregation Or Ami calls itself a sanctuary of kindness. Rabbi Rami Shapiro teaches that chesed is God's unlimited, unconditional, and all-inclusive love for all creation. It seems so simple to love and be kind, but chesed goes deeper than just this. Upon further review, I've realized that I must live chesed in its purest form. I must love and be kind without the expectation that it will be reciprocated to me. I must love and be kind not because it fills me up. I must love and be kind only for the sake of others. When I see chesed as such, I am even more deeply motivated to integrate it into my daily life, to reach out to others, and to try and help fill their lives with kindness and love.
Jacqueline just said, chesed, loving kindness, is understood as God's unlimited, unending, unconditioned, unconditional love for creation. For you, for them, for me, for the people we don't know, for the earth, the sky, all of creation. It's overflowing, this love. Like a parent who takes pride, as we do in our children. God loves us as God's children. And as a parent whose heart breaks when our children are ailing, we are hurting, God, we're taught, sheds tears, say the mystics, when we are in pain. And so it's fitting whenever we get together, we who embody the love that God has given into this world, it's fitting that when we get together, we say a blessing, a mishaberach, a prayer for healing for those who are struggling. For we share God's love to other of God's creations. Some of you here are remembering loved ones. Some of you here are remembering pets who have moved on, who have left this earth. Some are struggling with a new diagnosis or wondering what the diagnosis is behind what's going on. Some have survived accidents. Some accidentally were part of relationships that fell apart. The pain for all of us can be great. And as these young people, these incredible young people taught us, the love of this community can carry you through the darkest times. So as I bring my hand around the room, I invite you to mention aloud the names of those for whom you're asking for blessings of healing. We ask you to say their name and their relationship to you, my aunt Sarah, my uncle Fred. And then we'll sing together a blessing of healing. Tonight we ask for blessings of healing for
my wife Carol, my son Sam.
My friends Jerry and Rebecca. My Liz cousin.
My sister Lisa.
Michael Brown, my brother. Mother-in-law. My granny Ann and my mom Debbie. Constance. My mom Ann. My mom Doris. My son Addison.
For all of them and all of us, let's turn to page 253. 253, and we'll sing together the indented words.
May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage
Growing up, I have spent so much time in services here at Congregation Orami, at Camp Newman, and in Nifty SoCal. We prayed so many prayers. My favorite prayers are at Siyum. Siyum, meaning completion, is the name of the closing prayers at nighttime. The prayer is a mixture of Shema and Hashkivenu. We sing this prayer asking God to protect us as we rest throughout the night. Every night at Camp Newman, Nifty, and when we end a learning session at Temple, we sing this prayer. I am told even the Temple Board ends its meetings with Siyum, and we will sing it tonight at the end of the Shabbat service. Siyum reminds me of many of my friends and favorite Jewish moments, since I am always with friends, arms around each other when I sing it. At the end of the day, when I sing this prayer, I also think about how we are all connected and find strength as together we will all ask for God's protection.
We turn now to page 294. Times like this, we take a moment to remember our loved ones who are no longer with us. The memory of them can still warm us. Their love can still inspire us. And some of you here are remembering your loved ones during this time of Kaddish. Ethan will bring his hand around the room, and we invite you to mention their names in relationship to you aloud. Tonight we remember.
My dad Miles, my mom Lee. My dad Gary.
My grandparents. My mother never leaves.
My parents, Steve and Len.
My dad Lloyd. My grandparents.
Mom. My father.
My dad, my husband,
As together we turn to page 294 and rise.
Yigdal
V'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah, Ve'alma Divrach Chirutei, Yamlich Malchutei, V'chayechon U'v'yomechon U'v'chayei Dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala U'v'zman Kariv, Imru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mevorach Le'olam U'omei Amaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitbar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemed kudusha brichu le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechamata da'amiran ve'ama v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shamaya V'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen.
Vaseh shalom urach, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen.
May the one who brings peace in the high heavens bring peace to us, to all Israel and all the world, as we say together. Amen. Please be seated. There is no greater joy for a rabbi, a cantor, than to be able to partner with committed, kind, thoughtful, Jewishly connected individuals to help lead this community to do all sorts of things, not the least of which is, the most significant of which is, educating young people like this, who, as you can see, feel connected to Orami, to Judaism, to Israel, to our world, who feel a responsibility to share God's love, God's chesed, who feel a responsibility, the takein ha'olam, for tikkun olam, to fix the world. We, Cantor, Rabbi Julia, we get to do our work because we partner with people who understand that the business of the congregation is to create Jews, to build Jews. But we have to use their business acumen, their organizational skills, to create an institution that can survive to do these things. And so this year particularly, we will invite up and welcome our new board, many of whom who have served in the past, many of whom are here today and some who could not be. It's various weekends for various family and school and other events. But central to those boards are the president, people who give up countless hours, who have no idea really what they're getting into until they stand up here, receive the Torah, and say yes. And then they see. And they see the joy and they see the challenge. And each of them has inspired and led us well. And our current president, Fred Gruber, brings with him a knowledge of business and of organizations, a heart of gold, an ability to think through policies from all angles, to cut through challenges to bring us forward. He stands on the shoulders of great presidents who come before him. And so I'd like to invite up our outgoing and soon-to-be incoming president, Fred Gruber, to share some words with us all.
Good evening and Shabbat Shalom. So let me start off by congratulating our confirmation class of 2018. You worked so very hard and have been great role models for the next group of our older teens to follow you, so mazel tov to you all. So as I get ready to embark on the summer months, or as we get ready to embark on the summer months, I want to recognize the sunshine that our clergy have provided us all this past year. I love coming to services on Friday nights, and especially on the high holy days, with stimulating sermons, divrei Torah, wonderful songs and prayers to lift our hearts and souls, even as they provide educational programs that excite our children and teens. Our clergy deserve our thanks. Congregation Oromi's community thrives under your spiritual guidance. Thank you, Rabbi Paul, Cantor Doug, and Rabbi Julia. I would like to extend a special thanks to my wife, Susie, who is so very supportive of me, our congregation, and this community. Day in and day out, she's my rock. If any of you are into country music like I am, check out the song Woman, Amen by Dierks Bentley. It reminds me of her every time I hear it. As I near the end of my first year as your president, I'd like to acknowledge the officers and board of directors that have contributed so much time, knowledge, and wisdom to help our congregation continue our march forward through fiscal responsibility and expanded engagement with so many in our community. To our incoming officers and board of directors, I look forward to continuing the journey of growing our Oromi community even more, and of expanding the sturdy foundation started by so many before us these past 21 years, providing for generations that follow us to have an Oromi they can call their second home. I'd like to invite the outgoing and the incoming officers and board members to please rise. And I'd also like to ask anybody that's been a board member or an officer for Congregation Oromi to also please rise. Wow. Thank you all of our officers and board members and directors for your sacred work, and I think that definitely. As I look back over this past year, I see so many wonderful things to be proud of. Yes, we maintained a balanced budget, put away funds for a rainy day, and grew the congregation. That's certainly important and incumbent upon us to make sure that we are fiscally responsible. And we have found so many creative ways of embedding our Torah values in the lives of our congregants and community. However, if I were to identify what I am most proud of, it would be that we brought in some wonderful people to join our amazing staff to help us achieve these milestones. Our staff at Congregation Orami are inspiring. Our office manager, Susie Stark, our bookkeeper, Lizette Tui, our school registrar, Jenny Mazzella, our youth program manager, Jen Quick, Lori Tragan-Boykoff in social action, and Diane Townsend, tutoring our students. They are knowledgeable in their duties and responsibilities, dedicated to our partners and our community, and they truly care about our Congregation Orami. I'm also proud of the many volunteers that stepped up to help make events become ever more meaningful in building community at Orami. Whether it was Mitzvah Day in support of kids facing foster care, our Kohl shopping spree to support the kids at New Directions for Youth, or the various projects we engaged in to support people with housing and food challenges. How about our inclusion service that brought so many to our sanctuary? We built community through a wide array of gatherings, like Men's and Women's Night Out, our Brews and Jews gathering, our speaker series with engaging people that broadened our perspectives, and the scavenger hunt during the World Series. And people still showed up. Okay, not everyone's a baseball fan. We traveled together to Israel. Great trip. Ask me about it. We came together for our special night at Orami 1, honoring Jody Miller and our cantor Doug. Amazing night. Thank you to all of you for making that night such a special evening. And then we have our high holiday services. For me, the stories shared touches our soul and helps us see why Orami, the light of our people, matters to each of us. We all come together wishing each other a good year. We pray together and ultimately break our fast together as one caring community. I don't know about you, but I think we have a lot to be proud of, or me proud. In the coming year, I plan to focus my attention on our next 20 years. It's my intention to continue focusing on new ways to communicate and engage our congregants, to find new ways to fund the long-term sustainability of our congregation. With the help of our clergy, our officers, and board of directors, our many volunteers, and all of you, I believe our future is bright. I invite you all to join me in attending as many events and services as you can. Be our fans. Tell people about us. Don't keep us a secret. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for allowing me to support you as your president for another year. Shabbat Shalom.
If you were a board member at Congregation Orami and have since stepped back from that, let me ask you to please rise again. Marcy, 2, 3, 4. I'd like to invite the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, to please come up on the bima. I counted right. It won't hurt. Too much. How do I do this over here, I guess? The people you see standing before you are some of the many who have served as leaders of this congregation. Each of you brought your heart and soul, your passion, your commitment. You learned, you struggled, you helped us think through difficult decisions. You helped us spread the word of this silent, small group that's really a gem in the valley. What our president didn't say, though we fell about it all the time, is if you look throughout the entire valleys of Los Angeles, Congregation Orami may be the single congregation that is still growing in numbers, is still having a balanced budget, and is putting away money for a rainy day. I know all the synagogues in the whole San Fernando and Conejo corridors, and I think Orami is the only one that has done it. And it's because of this president and the board we have, and because of the work that each of you, some longer ago, some more recently, and each of you involved in many ways, have done. So the most recent board member who will be leaving the board is Stephen. And Stephen, you have given your wisdom in marketing. You helped us with other board members put on an incredible evening a year ago from this weekend when we shared with the community the new food truck we bought and gave to Food Forward, that because of our work is feeding 97,000 mouths a month and has gotten up to, with the other truck, they have reclaimed 30 million tons of food over the past 8 to 10 years. We are feeding people because of this community, and you helped us share that with the world. Each of the rest of you have helped us organize, helped us become fiscally responsible, helped us publicize, helped us think through the work of this congregation and bring people into it. And we want to thank you. So 2 months ago, I think, we had an author come in. His name is Alden Solovey. And he is a psalmist, a writer of prayers, new Jewish prayers for our day, for things that happen day to day, for special events that happen, for the challenges and the joys we find. And his book is taking the world by storm. Many of you have received his prayers when you're going through difficult times or joyous times, and I've sent you a prayer, or Cantor Doug or Rabbi Julia. Often it's from his book or his website. And so when he was here, Cantor Doug and I asked him to sign a few more books for some special people who are here. And so, in appreciation for the work you have done, we'd like to give each one of you a book. Thank you. And let's give them all a hand, too. Now I need some help. There are 2 college students in the house, 3 college students in the house who are graduates of Congregational, 4 college students in the house who are graduates of Congregation Orami, became bar bat mitzvah here on the Bima. Perfect, because how many sides of a chuppah are there?
4.
4. Yeah. Perfect. Meant to be. If I can invite those 4 college students to join me up here on the Bima. I hope there's not 5. Awesome, I've got them.
And 2 men and 2.
Unable to put together our own matchmaker program, we'll be marrying them off. Totally kidding. Tell us your name, where you.
It's on.
Tell us your name, where you go to school.
I'm Alex, and I go to Cal Lutheran. I'm a freshman.
Rising sophomore. Oh no, you
Oh,
have to finish up.
I'm going to be a sophomore. Yeah.
I'm Rocky. I'm going to be a sophomore at American University.
I'm Mikey. I'm going to be a senior at Tulane.
I'm Abby. I'm going to be a sophomore at McAllister.
Where'd you become a bar bat mitzvah? Oh, here at Congregational Army. Cool. So we're taught that our people stood at Mount Sinai as if under a chuppah. It was really clouds that covered Mount Sinai as Moses walked down and gave the Torah to our people Israel. And we became a people. And we were tied to the Sefer Torah as the sign of our covenant, like a ring that we wear, many wear when they're married. And so when we install a board, we want them to receive Torah and stand under the chuppah. For they are married to God, they're married to this community, they're married to Torah, and commit themselves to carrying it forward. And so I'd first like to invite up our president to join us up here on the bima. We need your talit. And Michael Kaplan, our past president. There are a whole bunch. If you've ever watched me wear one of these big talits, you just keep taking it off, putting it on, taking it off, put it on. I'll help you. Come on up. Come on up here, Fred. And Michael Kaplan. Well, look at this. And as I said, many of our board members are here. Some could not be here. But I'd like to come stand right in front of the steps, not to come up yet, our board members. And so we call forward those who are here. First, our Rachel Deshevsky, David DeCastro, Michelle Finkelstein, Dan Germain, Sid Goldberg, Diane Gubin. If you're here, please come up. Leslie Kraut, Randy Levine, Susan Lotwin, Rachel Paul, Kevin Palm, Sari Radican, Stephen Rifkin, Hannah Spratt. Our secretary, Linda Blumenthal, our CFO, Alan Kasdan, our vice presidents, Karen Pofsky, Richard Rutkin, Craig Steinauer, and Sharon Weiss, right up in front before the bima. And standing up here, we have our president. I'd like to invite everyone to please rise. And now I'd like to invite all of our board members who are here to go under the chuppah. Leave a little space in the center. And for those of you who have it, I'm using the sheet that says, with the purple and blue top, notice that new logo, Ora Mi, your home. You are home, it's your home. Thank you to Alyssa Linick for designing it. Just as Moses brought the children of Israel to Mount Sinai, every generation has been brought to the foot of the holy mountain by its leaders, men and women of pure heart and shining vision in quest of blessing for humanity. Words came to them. Searching for God amidst the storm of life, they heard the cold Mamad Daka, the still small voice. Torah and teaching came, were heard, and were transmitted l'dor v'dor from generation to generation. The sages teach us that Moses received Torah on Sinai and transmitted it to Joshua. Joshua to the elders to the prophets. The prophets passed it on to the leaders of the great synagogue. And from that day, our Torah has been held aloft by gentle yet committed hands of the leaders of all the synagogues, be they great or be they small. From that day, our Torah has been held aloft by gentle yet committed hands of the leaders of all the synagogues. The sages taught the leaders of the great synagogue three things: be deliberate in judgment, raise up many disciples, preserve the Torah. And they did for thousands of years. The Jewish people have been guided by this ancient book. We honor it, we cherish it as a link with our ancestors, as a symbol of our faith. And so Michael Kaplan, past president, representing all of those who have held this lofty office, I ask you once again to pass the Torah to our President, Fred Gruber. And I'm going to invite you to go in. I'm going to take these off. To go in, stand in the center of the chuppah at the front. There, hold these. Just hold on. And I ask the congregation to install our leaders at the bottom of the page we read together. In the name of Or Ami, the light of my people, we, partners and friends of Or Ami, install you as leaders of Or Ami.
As you assume the duties of your office, you affirm the ancient democratic tradition of the Jewish people.
That the synagogue belongs to the congregation and serves the community. Your installation in office testifies to the strength of this tradition. You have come to a position of honor in the life of our synagogue. In your hands are placed public
Upon which the
well-being of our congregation depends. Its welfare becomes your special responsibility. The overseeing of its work, your special task.
Be true to Torah, for your task is to create Jews who love Torah, seeking Kedusha, ways of lifting us up to holiness, and pursue tzedek, working always for justice. Lead with rachamim, for we are a compassionate people. Join the partnership of our rabbis and cantors, so that the spirit of Jewish life will touch your combined believers. May your service be abundant in blessing for others and enrichment for yourselves. The future of this synagogue is safeguarded by your labors and by your loyalty. May God bless you in your work. Amen.
And I ask the leaders to turn over to the back and read the paragraph of acceptance of responsibility. The print is small. Our eyes are not as strong. But the strength, but your arms, may they be long. As you accept this responsibility, just the leaders read together. May we be dedicated to this responsibility and enrich.
Together with our rabbis and cantor, may we be faithful leaders of our people, watchful guardians of Torah, and true servants of the Holy One. We will safeguard the best interests and good name of the congregation Or Ami. Mishavera, Avoteinu, Imotenu. May the one who blessed our ancestors bless our leadership from this day forward.
At special moments like this, another moment of joy, of simcha, of hope, you take responsibility. And the beauty is you enjoy it. And the beauty is that joy, that simcha, shines out to everyone else in this community. And you heard tonight what the work you are doing is all about, as those incredible young people took Torah and tradition and tikkun olam into their hearts. What you're doing matters. And whether it's making sure the books balance so we can pay the teachers, making sure the building is clean and beautiful so it can lift up our holiness. Whether it's about organizing the marketing out there or the many, many things we do. You shine the light of Or Ami brightly. And so we thank God for giving us life. We thank God for keeping us in life. We thank God for bringing us to this special occasion. The prayer of Shehechianu. We invite you to sing.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kirmanu v'higianu lazman hazeh.
A few announcements, then a bunch of blessings. Tomorrow we celebrate the bar mitzvah of Luca della Ripa at 4 p.m. You're all invited to join us. And then on June 8th, we have a whole series of program event services. At 5 o'clock, there's a Tot Shabbat at Grape Arbor Park. Let your friends who have little ones or your grandchildren know that they can join us there. We ask that they RSVP so we have enough materials for them. At 5:30, the CPC is running a dinner for new partners, congregants, sustainers, builders, people who have joined the partnership in the last 2 years. We ask that you RSVP, but then come and schmooze and eat and enjoy community. Please RSVP for that. And then at 7:30, we'll have an adult service, a speaker Shabbat. First, the service is going to be led by Rabbi for a day, Catherine Rosenthal, who at the last gala decided that she wanted to support this congregation and won the ability to work with the rabbi in Cantor and become the rabbi for a day, and she's going to have a great service for us. And then we're going to hear from Rabbi Sarah Bassin of Temple Emmanuel, founder of New Ground, a Muslim-Jewish partnership for change. She is speaking not actually about Muslim-Jewish relations, though she can tell a lot about that, but she was recently featured at the URJ National Biennial, spoke in front of a crowd overflowing about the Jewish future. And then she was chosen of all the rabbis in Los Angeles and California area. She was chosen by the new ordinees to speak to them at their ordination ceremony. She's going to come and speak on hard truths for the Jewish future. She's not here to make you feel good. She's here to make us think and to figure out what next steps we have to do to secure the Jewish future. Come and hear her. She will be incredible. And then after we've learned that and been all uptight because of the tough truths she's making us think about, the following week on June 15th, we're going to be at the beach, at Zuma Beach for our Beach Shabbat, and it will be an incredible experience. Our Kiddish Club, get it? Kiddish? Not mine, but Jen, is Jen still here? Jen Quick, our youth program manager, partnering with Rabbi Julia, a font of incredible ideas and programs engaging our teens and all our young people. Jen and Rabbi Julia came up with this Kiddish Club, and it's all these programs for tots and the parents and families who love them. So spread the word. We have great things going. And then on the other end of the spectrum, we don't know when it's going to happen, but we all know it's going to happen, that at some point we will leave this earth and go forth. And the greatest gift that you can give to your family is to have the plans all set. If you're going to be buried, to have property set, purchased. If to think about what you want at your funeral and to share that. And so on Tuesday, June 5th, at the home of Sandy and Joel Green, I will be meeting with a group of congregants, anyone who wants to come, and family of congregants and friends, with someone from Mount Sinai Memorial Park in Simi Valley. I'll be sharing questions to think about life and death, a little bit on the afterlife, and a little bit on the planning that we need to do before then. Mount Sinai Memorial Park, Doreen Kane will share how they help people through this process. Mount Sinai has generously offered to donate $5,000 to Congregation RME if 5 pre-need properties are sold and then paid off in the next 3 years. So consider that, whether you're being buried or cremated or whatever you're thinking of doing. Come and be part of this conversation. Don't leave it to your children or grandchildren to have to decide. We never know when that's coming. And then lastly, on Thursday, June 14th, we will have our business roundtable, 90 minutes of nosh, networking, and interactive program. Graham Becker, back there with the camera, of In Living Color by Gray Photography, facilitates reimagining stress management, getting control back. Come deep in relationships while discussing business and spirituality in a fun Jewish focus. We hope you'll join us for that. We've installed a board, we've prayed, Yes, we've prayed. I'm going to make it look like the transition is so smooth. I knew this all along, but I can't. Congregation ORME is here because of you, because of the incredible people who make this your second home. For some of our teens, your first home, and the other one's your second home. We love to have you here. This is the time to renew your partnership with Congregation ORME. The amazing thing is we are, I think, 28% higher in our renewals than this time last year. Part of it is our online Schulcloud congregant relations management system. And some of it is because people love this place. You want to do a great gift for that staff that Fred was talking about? Go online this weekend or call for information if you need it on Monday or Tuesday. And renew now. You don't have to start the payments till July or work it out afterwards. But by renewing now, you make sure that they don't have to do the extra work of coming to find you and inviting you to do what you know in your heart you want to do. Thank you for your partnership here at ORME and for helping us with that. And so now, a few more blessings to move us through the evening. So I'd like to call up our 12th graders, our confirmands, to join us up here on the bema one more time. And while their intent was to bless the juniors, there's a big class of about, I think, 12 students next year. They asked, many of them are here, some could not be here. We'd like to invite up any of our Triple T students to join us right in front of the bema so you can receive a blessing along with the juniors who are receiving their blessing.
Juniors and Triple T members, working with you all these past years has been a blessing. Thank you for always being the support system we needed, whether it was sharing a funny Snapchat or inside joke or letting us have a good cry when we needed one.
You have inspired our love for Judaism and have been a huge part of making Congregation ORME a fun place to be for all ages. Always remember that being a senior comes with huge responsibility.
You are the ones who will ensure that ORME's youth feel welcome, cared for, and loved. Please keep your passion and motivation for all that you do, and remember to serve ORME's youth community with grace, kindness, and inclusivity.
And we have some advice for you before we go. Ask us for help when you need it. We will always be just a phone call away. Please don't forget that.
You are all such amazing people, and you deserve pure and utter happiness. Do whatever you can to make sure of that.
Finally, never forget how important Tikkun Olam, social action, is. Decisions are made by the people who show up. So show up. Also, don't succumb to senioritis. You don't need it.
We love you endlessly and know that you will all do amazing things for this holy ORME community in the coming years. Stay in touch and always be the role models we know you already are.
These past 4 years, you have all contributed to the ORME community and the LOMD tremendously. So many teens, including all of us here, have looked up to you all as strong Jewish leaders in our community.
You all touched the lives of people here and inspired us to take action and become a bigger part of this Kehila Kadosha, this holy community. Each of you came into our community and changed it for the better, leaving ORME and LOMD better off than it was before you came.
Now, as you all go off to your next journey, know that you always have a home here at LOMD and ORME. We will always welcome you home.
Know that we have learned from your examples and that and that you have left our teen community, Madrachim, and Lomti in good hands. We happily accept the responsibility to lead.
We are so proud to have known you and are all so excited to watch what you do in your next stage of life. Mazel tov.
Semen tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, semen tov, semen tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, semen tov, semen tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, semen tov.
So real quickly, while the confirmation teens are getting ready, Andrew Fromer and I have decided to take over Shabbat while Rabbi Paul is at camp. So we'd love for everybody to come and join me and Andrew on June 22nd for a family fun Shabbat called When the Clergy's Away, We Still Pray. So please come and join us. We're going to have some fun. We're going to sing some Moana and Beatles and Jason Mraz, and it's going to be a great time. It's going to be followed with a root beer flown egg. So please come and hang out with us, and let's pray at Orami even with the clergy gone.
Beautiful. I may not go to camp. I'm going to stay here. To our confirmands, we have beautiful certificates that Rabbi Julia Cantor-Doug and I each signed. And they're sitting in my car. I was so flabbergasted after holding the baby that I forgot to bring them in, so we'll get them to you later on tonight. But we have some gifts for you. After you're blessed, you will come forward here, and we have two books. One is called The Lights in the Forest. Rabbis respond to 12 essential Jewish questions. All the questions you can imagine asking as a Jew. All these rabbis answered. I happen to have a chapter in there, but I get nothing for selling the book. It's by the URJ. But it's a great book edited by a friend of mine, Rabbi Paul Citron. The second book is even more important as you go off into the world, particularly those who are going right on to college campuses. It's called The Fragile Dialogue, New Voices of Liberal Zionism, edited by Rabbi Stanley Davids, who's spoken here, and Rabbi Lawrence Englander. It's a tough world out there for supporters of Israel. There's a lot of misinformation, there's a lot of hatred, there's a lot of anti-Semitism in the guise of anti-Zionism. This book, you got to read it to get the information, but this book will help you understand various strains of liberal Zionism that bring together your progressive values, our progressive Jewish values, and allow you to wrap your arms around and embrace Israel still. You can be a progressive person and a supporter of Israel. And this book will help teach you how. And so now, on behalf of myself and Cantor-Doug and Rabbi Julia, I'm going to take a moment and bring each confirmand before the ark and share some private words of blessing. So I'm going to ask that we sit back and listen to the beautiful music. And even though you're going to want to talk and kfel, just sit and remember when you were upstanding, if you were becoming confirmed or bar bat mitzvah, and enjoy the beauty of these moments.
To a land that I will show you. Lech lecha, to a place you do not know. Lechi lach, on your journey I will bless you. You shall be a blessing. You shall be a blessing. You shall be a blessing. Lechi lach. Lechi lach. shall be a blessing. You shall be a blessing. You shall be a blessing. Lechila. You shall be a blessing. You shall be a blessing. You shall be a blessing. Lechila. Shema B'ni, take these wings to fly with. Shini B'ti, with these roots you will grow. This is my promise, this is my blessing. You are the promise, you are the blessing. Shema B'ni. Children, come into this shelter, a place of peace, a house of prayer, a center of learning, of justice, of giving, where everyone's loved and where everyone cares. Shema B'ni. Mother comes, the cry of her infant. A young boy reads, becomes a man. Vows are exchanged, as two hearts become one. A daughter returns, reads Kaddish again. You shall fly on wings of eagles, and you shall grow like a sturdy tree. This is my promise, this is my blessing. You are the promise, you are the blessing. Shema B'ni. We are gifts, we are blessings, we are history in song. We are hope, we are healing, we are learning to be strong. We are words, we are stories, we are pictures of the past. We are carriers of wisdom, not the first and not the last. L'tor v'tor nagid godlecha chain from generation to generation. Door vador, these lips will praise your name. Looking back on the journey that we carry in our heart, from the shadow of the mountain to the waters that would part. We are blessed and we are holy. We are children of your way, and the words that bring us meaning, we will have the strength to say. Dor vador nagid God lecha. Dor vador we protect this chain. Generation to generation, the door vador, these lips will praise your name.
And so as our confirmants stand before the ark, I'm going to ask everyone to take out the purple and blue sheet and go to the back. Birkat Kabbalat Torah, a blessing of the receiving of Torah, a blessing for our confirmants. I'd like to invite all the parents of confirmants who are here to please rise. Yeah. See, I did them. Parents, if you'll help us bless your children, the first paragraph together. Then they were young, just little children, listening, looking up to us with those believing eyes, holding our hands, feeling safe. Then we told them of Moses, Queen Esther, and Judah Maccabee, moments in our history that could have meaning for young minds. Then we lit the menorah and read the Haggadah and ate Hamantashen and hissed at Haman, traditions of our people that sparkle, rituals that little hands can perform. And they were Jews. Remain standing, and any family members of congregant confirmants, please rise. Together. Now they are older, no longer little children. They listen and question and look us straight in the eye. They seek a hand to hold, and they want to feel safe. Now we tell them of Torah and honor and of tzedakah, and we explain the ethics and morals that have kept our people together through the ages. Now we show them the beauty of Shabbat and rejoice in the glow of the candles together. Now matzah is more than unleavened bread. It symbolizes. Now we find meaning for our traditions, so they live for today. And they are Jews. I invite the whole congregation to please rise. And we read together. When they are grown, they will seek answers by themselves. They will make their own safe harbor. Israel, the people, will be there when we are no longer here, to look toward. New ways to unfold the old traditions, new lives based on the ethics of our antiquity, new horizons to ponder, and they will be Jews. I invite you to take the sheet of paper and put it on your chair behind you. And if you're comfortable, put your arms around the people next to you. as we close our service, thanking God and asking God to watch over us with the words that Ethan talked about, the words of Siyum. I'll help you with the Hebrew and the English. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom.
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 V'ha'amidenu shomrenu.
V'ha'amidenu shomrenu.
L'chaim.
L'chaim.
Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha.
Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha.
Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Shelter us beneath thy wings.
Shelter us beneath thy wings.
O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things. O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night. Till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Eli. O Adonai. Amen. And so we installed the new board of directors with its president to lead our congregation into the future. And we celebrated as young people assume the responsibility for the congregation, our juniors and below. And we celebrated the young people on this bima, people who we celebrate not just because they have warm hearts and good neshama, good souls, but because they embody Torah and tradition, because they know that every person is created b'tselem Elohim, in the image of God, that they have the responsibility l'takein ha'olam, to fix the world, because these are the future leaders of the Jewish community. And so we thank God for their lives. We thank God for the parents and grandparents and siblings in this community that have shaped them. And we thank you, God, for watching over them as we're watched over every night and we sing. In a moment, we'll collect the papers and bring them outside. There's an oneg for us to enjoy. Confirmants, stay on the bima as Cantor Doug comes over and we take one more picture. To all of you, Mazal Tov and Shabbat Shalom.